Well, hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of Cedrick Unplugged Leadership Insights. It's all about to get real tonight. We have a great show planned for you tonight, but let me start off with my normal intro. Our mission here is to help you become more self-aware, values-driven, and an intentional leader, not just through conversation, but through action. Each week, we'll be joined by a guest, except for tonight. Tonight's show is going to be a little bit different, right? But normally we'll have a guest in the studio, and they'll help unpack leadership at work, at home, out in the world, right? But tonight it's going to be a little bit different, right? So I want to welcome you to Cedrick Unplugged Leadership Insights. Tonight it's a little different in that we have no guests, just real conversation, leadership moments, and I'm giving away some powerful books tonight. I have a whole stack of books right here in front of me. $1 Million Beach House, The Mindset of a Champion, LabWise. Let me see here. As a Man Thinketh, Mindset Matters, Youth Edition. Take Off the Mask, You Are Enough. You get to pick which version you want. And Leading with Emotional Intelligence. They're all right here. We're excited. It's going to be a great show. So I'm just ready to get started. So a few housekeeping things, right? See, these books are tools, not trophies, right? Now, what I want you to understand here, you must be live, all right? If it's on recording, I'm sorry you missed it. You have to be live. So if you know somebody, if you're out there live tonight and you know some friends that need a free book, a no charge book rather, then boom, you need to tell them to come on here and come live, right? The second thing is you must engage in the comments, right? Because the giveaways, that's how they're going to work. It's going to be in the comments, right? Everybody's going to get an opportunity to win. The book is no charge. Winners cover shipping. I can't be paying all that shipping. All right. You cover the shipping. I'm going to cover the book. Right. So that's the deal. Boom. We're ready to go. See, if that works for you, what I want you to do is just drop a fire emoji in the comments. That way I know you're ready. All right. So like I said, tonight, no guests. It's just going to be us. And we're going to be right in here. I'm going to be giving away some books. And you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off right now. I already see 𝗨𝗽𝗃𝗃 in the comments. I already see him putting up some emojis. If you're out there, put up an emoji. Let me hear you. Let me know that you're out there. But here's what I'm going to do. We're going to start off with the very first book, right? So this book reminds us that leadership doesn't start with titles. Right? It starts with thoughts. Everything that you do starts with a thought, right? So finish this sentence in the comments for me, right? The thought pattern I had to unlearn to grow was what? The thought pattern I had to unlearn to grow was what? Put it in the comments, whether you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're on LinkedIn. I'll be able to see them. Just put it out there. Let me know what it is. I'm going to pick the best one, right? So I'm going to give you a second here to put that in, and then I'm going to check them out. And we're going to keep on going with the show. It's going to be a fast-moving 45 minutes, so be ready to go. All right, 𝗨𝗽𝗃𝗃𝗃 said that I can't fail to learn, right? Stephen, hey, Steve. Stephen said that money was evil. Woo, man, right there. A lot of people have to unlearn that. Money is not evil. Money is just a tangible thing that you hold in your hand, put in your pocket, put in your bank account. That's it, right? The money is not evil. It's the thought pattern around money that's the evil part, right? All right, so all right, so let's drum roll here. Of these comments, let me just make sure somebody hadn't put something on LinkedIn here. Just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure because I don't want to leave anybody out. So I'm gonna put my LinkedIn up on my phone here so that way I can see their comments there. Boom, I'm looking at you. If you're on LinkedIn, I'm looking at you right now, right? I haven't seen you put in the comments there. I see you listening. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to go with Stephen, that money was evil. I love that, right? Because a lot of people believe, they fall into that trap. They don't want money because it's evil, and people that get money are corrupt and all of these type things, right? That's all foolishness. The only people that say that are the ones with no money, right? And they're trying to tell you not to get money, right? So Stephen, boom, I'm going to put it up on the screen here. What you're going to do is, let me put it up on the screen. Boom. You're a book giveaway winner from tonight's Cedrick Unplugged. You're going to DM me, your name, address, right, for confirmation, right? Do that within the next 24 hours. Just boom, send that to me. Let me know you want a book on Cedrick Unplugged. I'll send you the information about shipping. And by the way, shipping is a standard fee. It's like $6. That's what the post office charge. So that's what you're going to pay, right? Boom. I will send that over to you, and you'll pay. I'll send the link over to you. You'll pay that $6. I'll ship the book out to you. All right. So let me just write this down. Stephen Smith. This book is, I didn't tell you the book. Oh yeah, it's book number 1 is As a Man Thinketh, right? So just write my initials there. As a Man Thinketh. Winner number 1 is Stephen Smith. Awesome. As a Man Thinketh, mentorship edition. I'll make sure that you get that. That's those instructions. I'll take that off the screen. So now, now that you kind of have a feel for what's going to happen is I'm going to ask a lot of different questions, and we're going to have some fun here with some of these books, okay? So I want a lot of you guys to win different books, right? So let's just keep going. Let's keep the action going. Other people will jump in. When you jump in, just say, hey, I'm here, right? So now this is Take Off the Mask, You Are Enough. Let me get this book right here, because see, this book right here, man, I wrote this book not for somebody else first. I wrote it for me first, that I had to learn to take off the mask, that I am enough who I am. You see, a lot of times people try to make you prove who you are. I already know I'm enough. So I decided, I'm going to take off that mask. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to write a book about this, right? And I started in mind writing this for high school students and middle school and high school students. And then I switched it up, and because some parents asked me, why don't we have a book like this for adults? So I switched it up. Boom, I see my sister Yvette is here. Welcome to the show. So I wrote that book, Take Off the Mask, You Are Enough, and now I do workshops on it. But here's it. Leadership gets heavy when you're carrying something you never meant to wear. Think about that. Your life gets heavy when you start carrying stuff that you never meant to wear, right? Let me see here what this Isaiah said. Your quote is a quote that I use with my students now. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that, Isaiah, for you jumping on and using that quote. I appreciate that. So we wear things sometimes just because. No one wants us to wear them. We think that they want us to wear those masks. So we put those masks on. So in the comments, complete this honestly. Okay, so it could be mask on or mask off. You got a choice. Mask on says, the version of me people see at work is this, right? Mask off is, the truth is I'm actually this. Mask on, mask off. The version of me people see at work is this. The truth is I'm actually this, right? So you put that in the comments. And I want you to understand, courage lives in the comments tonight, right? Don't be afraid to step out there, take that mask off, and put what you need to put out there. All right, so I see one already. Ted says, mask on, do my best, mask off, scared to fail. Mask on, I do my best, mask off, I'm afraid to fail. A lot of people fall into that category. So you put it in the comments what it is. We're waiting. We're waiting right now. I got 𝗨𝗱𝗱𝗿𝗂𝗋 on the screen. I'm waiting. Let me see what you got. All right, I got 5, 4. Let's see here what Isaiah come mask off. A yes person to everyone. Uh-oh, that part right there, man. Woo! When you're a yes person to everyone, man, that what you're doing is you're saying no to yourself every time. So I need you to make sure you start saying yes to yourself all the time. All right. So here's the thing. All right. So 𝗨𝗱𝗱𝗿𝗂𝗋, since he was first, he's gonna get one of those. All right. And Isaiah, I don't want you to be a yes person to everybody. All right. So Isaiah, I'm gonna make sure that you get one of those books as well. So I have 2 of those. So boom, those 2 are gone. 𝗨𝗱𝗱𝗿𝗂𝗋 and Isaiah Manuel. All right. Let me see what Crystalline Yvette Washington said. The version that people see at work is mask on. Don't want to apply too much pressure on my employees since I'm in a new role. Uh-oh. That right there. All right, now I definitely understand. I hear you. All right, so let me see. She said, don't want to overwhelm them with my expectations. That's right. You can't put how you do things on them, because guess what? They're never going to live up to it, right? So let them be them. So we have 3 winners so far. As a Man Thinketh, Stephen Smith won that one. Boom, out the door. 𝗨𝗱𝗱𝗿𝗂𝗋, you are enough. Take off the mask, you are enough. Isaiah Manuel, take off the mask, you are enough. Here's what you guys have to do. So let me put the banner up for you to tell you what to do, what you're going to do here, all right? So here's the instructions. You are a book winner from tonight's Cedrick Unplugged. Send me a DM with your name, full name, your mailing address within the next 24 hours. And I'm going to send you also a link to pay for the shipping. All right. I'm going to pay for the book because I have them here. You got to pay the shipping. And then I'm going to send the book off to you. All right. So let's keep going. I'm going to leave that there for a little bit so you can see that. Let's keep going. You know, most leadership breakdowns aren't skill problems. They're emotional blind spots. Think about that. Most leadership breakdowns aren't skill problems. See, you have a lot of skill. You know what to do, right? You even have a lot of will. But they're emotional blind spots that we don't see. See, blind spots are things that we don't see. Like I can't see right now on the other side of my hand. See, it's a blind spot. Well, that's what happens in leadership all the time. We have blind spots. We think we're doing something one way, but we have this blind spot. We don't see it. Everybody else around us sees it, but you don't see it, right? So what emotion do you struggle to lead through the most right now? And how does it show up under pressure? There's no right or wrong answer here, just awareness, right? I want you to understand that. There's no right or wrong answer, right? So what emotion do you struggle to lead through right now, right? And how does it show up under pressure? However it shows up for you is what I want you to understand. That's for you. But we're going to try to help you with this blind spot. Let me see what comments we have here. I'm going to give people time to write their comments in. That's right, Kendrick. Congratulations to the winners. That's right. Appreciate that, brother. So Stephen says frustration and anger. We all have that. Definitely. Working through it right now. Working through it though. That's what Teddy's. Oh, he said organization. And he says organization is what he's struggling with, but he's working through it. Right. Isaiah said definitely organization. Right. We all had those. It's tough because I have a lot on my plate and it builds sometimes. Well, what we have to do is, here's the thing with that, Isaiah, we all have the same amount of time. right? Sometimes you may think you run out of time, but guess what? There's only 24 hours in a day. You have that much, I have that much. We all have 86,400 seconds in every single day. We all have 168 hours in every week. I don't have more than you. You don't have more than me. We all have 730 hours in every month. I don't have more than you. I can't buy more than you. You can't buy more than me. We all have 8,760 hours in every year. We all have the same amount of time. 2025 just was over. 8,760 hours. Boom. That's it. They're done. They're gone. But the person who maximizes their potential is the one who works more efficiently. They have good habits. They write down their schedule, what they're going to do. Either they write it down or they put it in their phone. See, y'all have all these smartphones, right? You have a smartphone, just raise your hand out there, right? I don't have to see it, but just raise your hand. You might be in your bedroom, might be in the bathroom, might be in the kitchen, might be in the living room, might be in your car. Just raise your hand if you got a smartphone, right? I see it out there, okay? So here's what I'm telling you. The way you control your time and your energy and your effort, you write it in your calendar, and then you stick to the calendar. See, nothing I do happens without being on my calendar. Nothing I do happens without it being on my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it's not going to happen. So here's what Yvette says. My people don't work with a sense of urgency I need, right? That's an inspiration problem. This is where the leader comes in, inspiring people to do that, right? So let me get to the winner for that, the winner for this one here. So there's no right or no wrong answer, all right? So, all right, I'm gonna spread the wealth a little bit, right? So Yvette, you said, hey, my people don't operate with a sense of urgency. So, you know, emotional intelligence, high emotional intelligent leaders understand how to inspire and impact their people without going overboard, without putting the wrong type pressure on them. So you're going to get leading with emotional intelligence. Let me write that down. All right. So Yvette is leading with emotional intelligence. All right. You're going to pay the shipping. I'll pay for the book. Right. And we're going to keep going here. Look at Isaiah says, hey, worrying about things outside of my control. Woo! That one right there, Isaiah. A lot of times we worry about things outside of our control. I was just telling someone downstairs, I ain't gonna say no names, folks, but I was just telling someone downstairs last week, why is she worried about things that's out of her control? Why is she worried about this, that, or the other? She can't control that, right? Stuff that I don't control, I don't worry about. I don't lose sleep over it. It is what it is. That's what you have to remember. Write down everything. It's my task for the day. That's a great habit to have. It's a great habit to have. Okay, so now we've given away 4 books, folks. Let me check my LinkedIn. I got to make sure I'm not missing none of my LinkedIn folks, because they're gonna get mad over there. Every now and then I forget about a LinkedIn person. So let me go to the live show over here and check out the LinkedIn right quick. Okay, here we go. Let me get back to it here. Okay, here we go. All right, so I think we're good over here. All right. I see a lot of people there, but I don't see any comments yet. So that's fine, folks. We'll keep giving away right over here on Facebook and YouTube. All right, let's keep going. All right, so this book, this one right here. This book right here is about vision, not money, permission, not perfection. Let me say that again. This book is about vision, not money, permission, not perfection. See, so the question is, if nothing failed and no one judged you, describe your beach house life in one sentence, right? No dollar amounts, just the life. Let's dream a little bit. Right? We're going to dream out loud a little bit for a minute, okay? So, if nothing failed, no one judged you, describe your beach house life in one sentence. What do we look like? Because, we're going to be giving away this book right here, The $1 Million Beach House. Right now, I'm sitting right in here. that top floor. That's 𝗟𝗲𝗱𝗿𝗂's office. We call that the lion's den. All right. So now, this is a book we're going to be giving away. So Yvette says, I work alongside with them so they can get my speed, not working, but I'm repeating it daily. You keep doing it, they will pick it up. See, Rome wasn't built in a day. The world wasn't built in one day. You have to keep repeating it over and over and over again. See, you came in as a new leader, but they've seen a whole lot of other leaders and they had new things that they were trying also, but it was temporary. See, so people are going to watch to see if that's temporary, all right, before they dive in. So you got to keep doing it over and over and over and over again, and they will pick up on it. So don't give up. Just keep going. All right. So let me see somebody talk about their beach life. Yeah, no, Yvette, not next door to me. Yeah, that's my sister. And yeah, I love her. But yeah, 2 houses down, please. 3 houses down on the other side of the subdivision or something like that. Because you're going to be over here trying to borrow sugar. And, you know, I'm going to short on grits today. And we're not having none of that. You know better than that. All right. So tell me, what would your beach life be? If nothing failed and no one judged you, describe your beach house life. All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to keep going. Let me see here. I'm going to get to another book here. I'm still waiting on, I'm going to come back to this beach life, right? So now, this book, man, I'm going to tell you what, this book right here, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to start a business, you want to know how to run a business, and you want to have that right mindset. See, everything starts with your mindset, your mentality, what you think, how you think, and what. Oh, man, it's all right here. And I wrote the first chapter. And let me tell you what, the first chapter is the champion's mindset, right? Now, every chapter is good. But let me tell you about that first chapter. You see, when you set the stage, oh, man, you do some things here. So this is for developing the high-performance entrepreneur within you. So now, mindset of a champion. See, champions aren't fearless. They're faithful to the process. Remember, Isaiah, when I talked earlier about, hey, setting that calendar, entrepreneurs are faithful to that calendar. They're faithful to the process. They aren't fearless, right? So share one moment you wanted to quit, give up, throw the towel in, but you didn't. And what that decision taught you about yourself. So share a moment that you decided that you wanted to quit, but you didn't. And what did you learn about yourself? Right? See, because that's resilience, right? So let me see what you got. Let me see what you got. Just write something, right? Give you a few minutes here to write something in here. While you do that, I'm going to check over here on LinkedIn, see what we have. And if you're just tuning in, I'm giving away some books tonight, right? Here's the thing. The book is no charge. Winners cover the shipping, right? So let me see what you got. Let me see what you got here. All right, let me check on LinkedIn. I see a comment over here. Okay, they're saying hello. All right. Well, I'm glad you would join the show. If you have a comment, the question is, we're on Mindset of a Champion book, right? It says champions aren't fearless. They're faithful to the process. Share one moment that you wanted to quit, but you didn't. And what did that decision teach you about yourself? Oh, here's Stephen. He says he lost everything I had in 2008 housing crash, right? I had to move into a single wide trailer. I refused to let it keep me down. I learned how to build wealth from the ground up in a much different fashion. Absolutely love that, right? We go through those moments, man. Whoo, you know those moments, those trials, and he's like, I'm just quitting. I'm giving up. I'm throwing in all the chips. It's over. But then you realize, no, that's not me. I'm not quitting. I might have to sell everything, get rid of everything. I might have to move into a trailer. I might have to, eat ramen noodles for a little bit, but I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up, right? Here's what Isaiah says is, one moment I decided to quit was when my expectations of school changed, but I realized the person I am, and I help and support others no matter what. I realized that a lot of people trusted me and saw me as a leader. If I wanted things to change and promote a sense of growth in our schools, I had to encourage others no matter what the situation was. I am a light for those that want to give up. Oh man, I absolutely love that. I love that. And I see Stephen said, hey, look, I want to quit on life. I want to give in. I want to just throw it all in. Noodles were our staple. Hey, I never had to eat noodles. I never tasted Roman noodles, by the way, but I understand, right? Peanut butter jelly. Ooh, it'll stick to those ribs. It'll make you go to sleep at night thinking you're full. Okay? I know what you're talking about, Stephen. I understand. Trust me, I understand. Well, here's what I'm going to do. All right, so 5 and 6, right? So Stephen and Isaiah. All right, so this is Mindset of a Champion. All right, so you guys have, what, 2 books now. All right, so that's all right. You answered the question. I got the book. There's no point in just holding on to it right here because it's just sitting here collecting dust in my house. I already read it, highlighted it, and I wrote the book. So I got it. I'm going to make sure here. Let me see what Yvette says. When I became a manager at the Fresh Market and it snowed on Valentine's Day, no employees and I were afraid to drive, but I didn't. And in my time where I was a million down store, and man, you were down a lot at the store, and my team and I won. Great sales no matter what. My team and my customers helped me in so many ways. I guess what you're saying here. I had to, it was my district, and that could do it. I understand. Sometimes it gets hard. It's snowing. You got to remember your mama said she walked uphill 3 miles to school both ways, right? And she had no shoes on her feet, no coat on her back, and the short sleeves and shorts, right? But you say, hey, guess what? I'm still going to do it. My team is going to win. I'm going to win. We're going to keep going. We may be $1 million down, but guess what? We're not quitting. We're going to come back. We're going to win. We just going to keep grinding every single day. All right. Well, I got you. So I'm going to go ahead and put you down for that as well. I like that. I like that. When I see some responses that are deep and strong, I'm just going to go with it. Right. So we got three people for those. All right. So let me do this. Right. Let me see. She said, my bad, the lingo trying to type too fast. Woo! That's all right. I think I figured it out. You know, I read between the lines a little bit. That's what I do. That's what I do. All right. So let's do a lightning round here. All right. So right now, what do you need more? Vision or systems? Tell me, what do you need more? Vision or system? This is just a lightning round. We just gonna run with that right quick. One word. Tell me why in one sentence. One word. What do you need more right now? Vision or systems? Vision for the future or systems in place to help you get to that future? Isaiah, I like that. He says he needs systems in place right now. Let me see what you got. The rest of you guys have vision or systems. Vision. All right. Yvette says she needs systems in place right now. Visions or systems. Vision or systems. What you got for me? What you got for me? What you got for me? You know somebody that needs to be on here getting some of these books, right? You remember yesterday I posted, I said, hey, everybody talking about their kings and queens and all this type stuff, but I'm watching them side-eye because I'm watching what they're doing. I'm watching what they're representing out there. And I don't see king and queen qualities. All right. So I posted, here are what qualities of a king are, and here's what qualities of a queen, right? And here's what that mindset is for a king and a queen, right? Because I want people to understand you can't just holler out, I'm a king or I'm a queen and I'm raising kings and I'm raising queens, but nobody's displaying the qualities, right? You can just holler out words if you want to, but that doesn't make sense, right? So if you're going to be a king, display the qualities of a king. If you're going to be a queen, display the qualities of a queen. And if you're going to be that, then make sure you have that same mindset of a king or a queen, an abundance mindset, being willing to help other people, being willing to give up something that you have for other people, be excited about somebody else's success. You see, there are some people that, oh, they're not excited about my success. I hear the comments. Oh, they get upset. Oh, well, Cedrick has this and Cedrick has that, and he thinks he this and that. No, I don't. But that's what you think. See, that's not an abundance mindset. That's not king and queen type mindset, right? I love it when my friends win. I love it when they get something new and different, right? That's the type of mindset that you have to have. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be blessed in your life, if you have that scarcity mindset, that mindset of, oh, look at them, they think that they are this, this, and the other, and then you go talk behind them. See, that's the type of mindset. God don't bless that. He doesn't bless that at all. Hating mindset, that's that mindset, boys, some people have, is that hating mindset, right? Oh, they're smiling in your face, but they put that knife right in your back. You know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, go ahead and just type amen in the comments. You know what I'm talking about, right? Somebody's mad right now because I'm giving these books away. Oh, what, he think he's too good to give these books away? Or some people are gonna say, well, he's giving the book away, but they got to pay for shipping. Okay, right? I want you to think about that, right? If you have a king or queen mindset, it is what it is. So let's keep going now, all right? So because it is 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock normally with a guest. There we go. I agree with you. We weren't raised that way. Amen. We were raised, we raised chickens and rabbits and ducks and all this type of stuff, and we would give that away. I remember going around the neighborhood giving away eggs, a dozen of eggs for families around Easter time, right? So they could have Easter egg hunts and all this type of stuff, right? We gave away chickens after they cleaned them, or rabbits after they cleaned them, right? And some of our neighbors had hogs and cows, and they gave us some of their stuff. We shared. That's the way we grew up. You can't be given. You can't beat it. I'm just telling you, right? So now, let me look at where we are, all right? So we're at 7 o'clock, and we got 10 more minutes left in the show, and then I'm going to be peace in the wind. Yes, to accomplish the Fluor Leadership Team way. Absolutely. Teddy Frazier, you know the deal, baby. This is the way we do it, right? So and we have 10 more minutes left, right? You may know someone that needs one of these books, right? So I'm going to let you win it to give to that person. So if you won one of these books, think about who you're going to give this book to and why you're going to give it to them. Be intentional about why you're going to give it to them, not just give it to them. You want to tell them why you're giving it to them, to help them change their mindset, change their perspective, feel better, gain more confidence, and feel better about themselves. All right, so now I want you to be thinking about that. Okay, so let's look at, let's give away another book, right? So thought leadership. personal responsibility. See, everything you become starts with a thought. The thoughts that you tolerate every single day. What you think about every day determines what you're going to become tomorrow. What you think about today determines what you're going to become tomorrow. What you think about on a consistent basis is what's going to happen to you in the future, right? So think about the thoughts that's on your mind, right? Now, the thought pattern, here's the question that I want you to finish. The thought pattern I had to unlearn to grow was, the thought pattern I had to unlearn to grow was, that's similar. It's similar to my question earlier, but it's a little bit different spin on it. So I'm gonna check LinkedIn here while you're thinking about that. What do we have to do different? I'm going through my question bank as well to ask another question around that. While you're thinking about that. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a true or false, right? So, strong leaders don't let emotions show. True or false? Strong leaders don't let their emotions show. True or false? Strong leaders don't let their emotions show. True or false? All right, to that first question I asked, Stephen said to take a bite-sized pieces of life in order to move forward one step in front of the other. Yep, okay. All right, and then to the true false question, Isaiah said true. Strong leaders don't let emotion show. Stephen says false. Yvette says true. Stephen asks, what kind of emotion? Any emotion, whether that's emotion because something sad happened in your family and you're showing that emotion, showing emotion in that you're upset about something at work, maybe upset with that person. Strong leaders don't let emotions show. Okay. So now, here's what I want you to understand. Compassion is a great, let me see what Stephen said. Compassion is a great leader trait. Absolutely. 100% agree with that, right? See, the reality is strong leaders, they can control their emotions, but can they show emotion? Absolutely. Can they cry? Yeah, absolutely. Can they get upset with someone and have a strong conversation with them? Absolutely. Now, strong leaders also have control of their emotions. They don't let them just go willy-nilly. They're flying off the handle every single time for something, right? That is different. All right. So I'm going to look at the answer I have. Compassion is a great leader trait. That's the military and how I was raised. All right. Eva says yes. All right. Isaiah says, I feel that in certain situations, emotions are going to show because leaders have to express to others in a professional way to be a leader. Yes, I agree with that. Right. Teddy said, yes, control the emotions. Right. So leaders with low emotional intelligence, they let all their emotions show all the time. Okay. Leaders with high emotional intelligence understand how to control some of those emotions. They display the right ones and withhold the negative ones, the ones that are not good for their team. Right. So there's no right or wrong answer here. I just wanted to throw that out there. Let me see here. I second guessed on the question, but that was a great true false. Absolutely. I agree with that. All right. So let's keep going. Let me ask another one. Champions are born, not built. Uh-oh. And champions could be leaders. Leaders are born, not built. Champions are born, not built. What do you got to say to that? And then the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to give a book away on. Okay. It's another true, false. True, false. Champions are born, not built. Leaders are born, not built. Whichever one you want to answer, right? Answer that. And the next one I ask is a true, false as well. I'm going to give away another book. All right. So on LinkedIn, if you want to answer that, go ahead and answer that in the comments, and we'll say what your response is. All right. So Yvette says built. I believe Isaiah says, I believe champions are built. Teddy Frazier, he's trying to straddle the fence. He said born and built. I guess in a sense, everybody was born. So yeah. But the question really is getting to not necessarily born birth at your from your mother, but they're born with these particular, they come into the world with these qualities, right? But in terms of born or built, let me see what Stephen says. This is, everyone can learn a skill set to become a great leader. Someone may possess more talent than others. Yeah, some may possess more talent than others, absolutely. But everyone can learn, absolutely. And that's the born that I'm talking about, is when it hits your consciousness. Now all of a sudden you have a new level of awareness. So that's the born part that I'm referring to. Okay, I like all of that, right? So it says that I think they are born yet need to build to a place of a leader. Yes, absolutely. All right, so here, this one is for a book. Here we go. Removing the mask always costs you something. True or false? Removing the mask always costs you something. True or false? Right? And I'm going to wait a little bit and see here. Let me see. Isaiah was answering that question. He said 100% agree. Some are not confident until others show them the impact that they've had on others. Yes, absolutely. So Isaiah said true to that question. Removing a mask always costs you something. Right? Yvette says false. Teddy Frazier says true. Okay. The answer is yes, it costs you something. And here's the cost, right? Not in a negative way, cost. See, in order to go up, you got to give up. You have to pay something. You got to be willing to pay the price to go up, right? So when you take off that mask, the cost is now you're giving up vulnerability, right? You're willing to be more vulnerable. When you take off that mask, the price you're paying is you're taking that wall down. So you have to, boom, hit that wall with a hammer so you can take it down, right? That's what you're paying for. Removing a mask costs you the old you, right? But exposes you to the potential outcomes and possibilities. Oh, I absolutely agree with that and love that, Isaiah. And for that, Isaiah, oh yeah, you're going to get this book. All right, so let me see and make sure you didn't get that before. All right, so this is going to be, you already got Mindset of a Champion. So this is going to be Leading with Emotional Intelligence. All right, so Isaiah, you are enough. Mindset of a Champion, Leading with Emotional Intelligence. You got some great, powerful books right there, right? In order to go up, you have to give up. Absolutely, I 100% on that. So it is 7:14, folks. We've had a good time here. Man, this hour has gone by fast. Next Monday, we'll be here again. And here's the thing. Next Monday, I will have a guest in the studio. And guess who it's going to be? None other than, and I'm surprised that she's not on here tonight, getting some of these no-charge books. Dr. 𝗖𝗲𝗱𝗿𝗂𝗏 is going to be here with us in studio tonight. She's normally here every night, so I can't complain, right? So tonight's show reminds us that leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about being intentional with how we show up, right? So tonight's show was fun and full of giveaways. However, the message I'm sending is that leaders must be willing to give up things, have a little fun, and add value to other people, right? I'll give you some examples, leaders, right? So I remember I was traveling with one of my reps, and I could tell she was like really on edge, and right. And we were passing by this movie theater, and I knew that I wanted her to stop by so I can get me some popcorn. And we went in there to get some popcorn. I said, all right, pick a movie, any movie. She's like, what? I was like, let's pick a movie. She's like right now? Yeah. She goes, well, we're in the middle of the work. Pick a movie. She picked a movie. I said, no, let's go watch it. We watched it, and then I told her at the end, I said, here's the deal. It's not about the movie. It's about, I could tell she was, because I was traveling with her, she was on edge. She wasn't really relaxed, having fun in the job. If you're on edge, you're not gonna be able to do the job well, right? You gotta relax a little bit and know that, hey, there are processes we have in place to get this job done for you to be successful, but there's also a thing that just says, hey, chill out a little bit. We're not killing people in here. All right. So you got to be willing as leaders to do some things outside the box, have a little fun, add value to her. It changed her perspective by doing that one little thing. And then we went on the next day and did some work. Right. So to all the winners, you have the information. I'm going to put it back up on the screen, what you need to do. Right. So that's right there on your screen. What I need you to, in the next 24 hours, make sure you send me that message, right? Thank you for showing up and for being real. Thank you for being willing to be vulnerable and answering the questions that I put out there. It wasn't about trying to embarrass you or anything like that. It was really to help you understand that it's okay. Help you have a little fun tonight as I give away some of these books as well. Help keep you engaged as well in the show. So hopefully you had fun. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being real. Thank you for leading better today so that you can be great tomorrow. This is what Cedrick Unplugged is all about, right? Being a little bit different, doing some different things. And I'll tell you what, I had a lot of fun. And if you had fun tonight, tell somebody, tell a friend, invite them to every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Tell a friend, hey, check out the show live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, right? I really appreciate you guys joining in. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Isaiah. On LinkedIn, I don't know who the person is, but I see you over there. Thank you for tuning in. Right. So make sure you tell somebody and come back next Monday night. We'll have a guest on the show. We're going to have, how we start the show off is we do some interview questions and then we have rapid fire and we go at it. Rapid fires, it's unscripted. They don't know what the question is going to be. They have 30 seconds to answer the question and we just go rapid fire questions on them. Boom, 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 boom. Right. And leaders have to understand how to be adaptable to that environment, right? And they appreciate it, right? Because leadership grows when insight meets action. You guys were all about action tonight. So thank you very much for being on the show. And I appreciate it. Send me those DMs and I will see you guys next Monday, 6:30